Hey guys, what is up? It is Skipper, and today I'm gonna tell you a story. Now this story is, I don't know, it's just really crazy. I finally got around to telling it. I'm probably not gonna put an intro into this video or an outro, just because this story might be longer than the others, and I'm kind of debating on whether I want gameplay in the background either, just to kind of get it out there as fast as possible. But I'll just hop right into it. So probably 2 nights ago, I think it was. I went out with some friends. My friend, let's call him Derek. He picked me up at like 10 o'clock. And we're just gonna kind of go and screw around in town with one of our other friends. We picked him up later, or actually like 10 minutes later. Let's call him Charlie, I guess. So after we picked up Charlie, we were just gonna kind of screw around in town, just do different stuff. In the city I live in, there's like a lot of drunken guys or Alaska Natives walking around that just kind of, I don't know, they just kind of walk around really drunk, and it's kind of funny to interact with them and like ask them for directions and stuff. And so that's what we were doing every now and then. For part of it, we went to Walmart and just kind of screwed around in there. For another part, we did something else, and I'm going to post a video about that, which kind of leads into this video. So at probably 2:15, maybe, I don't know, somewhere around that time, 2:15 in the morning, we pulled into this high school, into this parking lot, and this parking lot leads into a road that kind of goes behind another high school, which is a high school that I used to go to, and then it comes out, and you can either take a left and go to like this back area with all this housing, or you can take a right and kind of go into these highways that lead into town. And but we just pulled into this high school's parking lot, and some guy pulled in ahead of us, and he had like gotten out and popped his trunk, and he was just kind of looking in his trunk, and we were passing by, and whenever our friend Charlie would yell something or try to interact with any of the drunken guys in town, it just wouldn't end up good. Like one time, this one guy tried to like throw a rock at us, and just different stuff. It never turned out good when Charlie did something. But so we went to pass by this guy, and he had his pants sagged down pretty low, and our friend Charlie was like rolling down his window, and we're like, dude, he's not drunk, so it's gonna end up even worse if you say anything to him. Just leave him be. And he's like, no, it'll be good, it'll be funny, like, don't worry, and it's not gonna be that bad. And we're like, alright, I guess. And so we go to pass by him, and Charlie yells at the window, yells out the window at the guy, pull your pants down, faggot. And that right there, just like my friend Derek and I, Derek was driving, we were both like, you just fucked us over. Like, we knew, and I knew he was going to follow us, and it just, I knew it wasn't going to turn out good. But Charlie leans back in the window, rolls the window up, and he's like laughing, and we're like, dude, that's going to turn out really bad. And sure enough, before we leave that road to turn right to go into town, sort of, I saw the guy behind us. Or he wasn't behind us yet, but he was a ways down the road still. But he was going to follow us, and I knew it. So I turned right to go into town, and sure enough, I see him pull out to follow us, and we stopped at this stoplight, and we were next to two other people. We were in the farther right lane, and then the lane next to us is like either go straight or turn, and then the lane next to that is turn only. And so light turns green, both those people next to us turned, and we went straight, and the guy behind us went straight as well. And so then we switched to the left lane, and he switched over to get in the same lane behind us again. And so then we get up to this next stoplight, and in the farther left lane, where it's, left turn only, you can turn left before that and go onto this road that leads behind some stores, and eventually into, like, housing, or, like, a housing area. And, so we kind of got in that lane. And then, but this guy didn't get in the same lane. He stayed in the lane to kind of get next to us. And, I had my window cracked down a little bit, and he, like, comes up to drive next to us, and I heard him say, like, 4 words, and I was like, what'd he say? And I, like, look over, and I see something that he's, like, pointing out the window, and our friend Charlie in the back was like, is that a gun? And, like, that's when my eyes, like, finally adjusted onto what he was holding. And sure as fucking shit, this guy was just holding a gun, like, right at us. And he, like, cocks it, and then he says, like, 2 more words. And, like, we're all like, shit, he's got a fucking gun. And we all just, like, crunched down into our seats, like, as low as we could get so he couldn't see us. And my friend Derek was still driving. And, like, the guy fired 4 shots. 1 hit my door, it sounded like, and I could feel it, too. I could feel the vibration. 2 hit the door behind me, and then 1 hit the fender behind that door, because we were in a 4Runner, and, but my friend Derek, like, just turned, and just drove us out of there, and, like, we were so freaked out, we just couldn't move, we just sat there, silent, for, like, a good minute, just kind of coasting down this back road, that runs parallel to a highway, and the guy, like, he kept going straight, so we didn't really have to worry about him. But then our friend Charlie, like, leaps between the 2 seats, and he's like, holy shit, like, did that guy just have a gun? And my friend Derek and I were like, yeah, he did. And he just shot at us, too. And so he just starts, like, freaking out, and he's screaming at my friend Derek, who was driving. And I'm like, I'm trying to stay calm, and I'm trying to, like, there was no calming Charlie down. So I was just kind of, like, trying to stay calm and talk to my friend Derek, and I was just, like, keeping it chill. And Derek was, like, he's just, like, sitting there with just wide eyes, and he's still driving, and he's just like, holy shit, and that's just all he kept saying. And I was like, hey man, just go straight, and, like, take a left, and we'll go down there. And it's like this really rich housing area. My girlfriend lives in that area, and it's like a Lakeview kind of area. And so we pulled into there, or into that kind of area, and we stopped at a stop sign, hopped out, or they didn't hop out yet, but I was like, I'm gonna hop out and I'm gonna check if there's bullet holes and stuff. And he's like, there's bullet holes, like, I felt it, or that's what they were saying. And I was like, I know, but I just want to see, like, maybe it was a BB gun. I was pretty much trying to say stuff to kind of calm them down and make them think that, holy shit, that guy didn't actually try and kill us. And, so I hopped out, and they were like, yeah, I guess I might as well, too, or that's what they were saying. And so they hopped out, too, and we're just kind of, like, looking at, the right side of the car, or the right side of the 4Runner, looking for bullet holes, but there was none. And so we're like, well, that's kind of odd, like, and then, they had said, well, like, are you sure you felt something? And I was like, yeah, I mean, you said you felt something, too. There was no doubt that he shot at the doors. And so they were like, well, yeah, but I mean, like, this and that, and they were saying some other stuff, and I, like, at that point, I just kind of spaced out, and I was just kind of relying on the fact that, I fucking hope that was a BB gun, or a pellet gun, because sometimes they can be pretty loud, not like, 9mm loud, but, like, they can stand to be pretty loud sometimes. My BB gun is, my CO2 one is, but, so I was just, like, kind of hoping for that. But, so then we're like, alright, well, like, let's just figure something out. And so we hop back in the car, and we kind of, like, sat at that stop sign for a little while, and, like, Charlie was, I don't know why, but he got back in the car, and he just kept screaming again. Like, just screaming, like, go this way, go that way, let's take a back way home. Like, does anybody know a way to get home? Because, Charlie and I lived in, kind of the edge of the town, between two different towns, North Pole and Fairbanks. And, So like I was like, yeah, man, just like take a road called Chino Hot Springs that goes all the way around to kind of come back to the back end of North Pole. And my friend Derek was like, no, that's too far. Like let's just kind of drive through town. Um, we'll just kind of try and stick with traffic. Like any car we see, we'll just try and like stick with it as long as we can. And so we're like, okay, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And so we just kind of pulled out of there or out of that housing area. I was still like scared out of my fucking mind, or I was shocked as shit because like I've never heard of anything like that actually happening. I've never talked to anyone who's been shot at in Fairbanks. That's just kind of something that doesn't usually happen. Like, I mean, it does, obviously. There was actually a case about it not too long ago, maybe like 2 weeks before. But that's 2 weeks before, or I think it was like 2 months before, actually. So that doesn't happen a whole lot. Like, that doesn't happen daily or anything, and it doesn't happen as someone that I've ever talked to or anything like that. So I was just kind of like shocked that, like, holy shit, like that guy actually might have tried to kill us. But I got home and I just like watched American Dad the whole time, just trying to calm myself down. And yeah, that's kind of the end of it. I ended up calling a friend, and I was like, hey man, like, what do you think of the situation? Like, how could there not be any bullet holes, but you could still feel the vibration, feel the hit and everything? And one of my friends thought like, oh well, maybe he like shot on the ground, and it wasn't one of my friends that I was in the car with. It was just another friend that I called when I got home, and he was like, well, maybe he shot the ground, and the shell came out of the pistol and like hit against the doors and stuff. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty liable too. But I don't know, man. Like, that was just scary as fuck. I was wigged out of my fucking mind. But hope you enjoyed or found it interesting or something. Leave a like if you enjoyed, or leave a story of your own in the comments, I guess, on something kind of related to this. If you want. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you all later.